Is becoming Kenyan just getting the citizenship, or they have to assimilate to our community?
I feel like you have to assimilate to the community, because for you to be a part of a certain community, because as a country we are a community.
Yeah.
So for you to be part of us as a community, I feel like you have to assimilate a lot of things. So one, you have to make sure, or you have to manage to be able to negotiate or to be able to converse with us in the same dialect that we use.
I was the only mzungu on the Real Housewives of Nairobi, right? Namna hiyo, lakini I'm the only one who speaks really good Swahili compared to all of the other 5
How does that
fellow
make you feel?
castmates. I'm proud because I'm Kenyan, right? Tuko pamoja sasa sawa. Yeah, you know, and I am proudly Kenyan. And of course, when you want to live in a country, whether it's Kenya.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Now, today I have a very good interview lined up for us. Thank you very much for the subscriptions also, manze. Leo, guess who's back? Peter is back. And today we are going to be checking out something concerning there are people who are coming back to Africa.
Going back to Africa from America to find my roots. I am so nervous. Where do I start?
These are people from the diaspora, people from the Caribbean, people from the US, and a lot is happening sahi kwa YouTube na kwa other social media sites. It's a buzz with so many content creators from these countries who are coming to start a new life in Africa. But at the same time, you may notice that a couple of them wamekuwa kikuja na ni kama life ina bounce, ni kama life inakataa kuendea fiti.
Situation to the point where before we left, we were standing in the airport in New York, and we were really trying to decide, do we continue with this journey? Do we stay and say, and a lot of family was telling us stay, reassess, regroup, and come back, try again.
To a lot of people that we know, it's very shocking, but to all of us, like, it has a lot of deeper roots. The fact that I'm living somewhere where I'm not supposed to be and trying to make it okay in my head just shows how crazy this is. Like,
we got too far to turn around.
Yeah.
It
felt like we wouldn't get the chance again for some reason. It was kind of like a now or never moment. A lot of that did, I think, come from desperation of wanting to be in a place that we felt more free, and seeing him suffer through so many things, through like discrimination.
Unaweza semaje Peter? Is it a cultural difference tuko nayo? Mbona nani mandugu zetu, watu ni rangi yetu. Waka mzawa sawa nakuja mazee na maisha ina bwana.
Hello, it's Peter back again. So, according to whatever it's happening around, that everyone is coming back to Africa, given that that person has a race that it's either black or something to do with a black race somewhere. I feel like as much as we want to integrate with them, to me, I still feel like we have to create some rules that we have to treat them, not necessarily like Muzungu, but just to take advantage of where they're coming from, because we are struggling to make sure our country is okay. So these guys are coming from a country whereby already they have made it. So this person wants to come back to somewhere and take advantage of the little that we have and claim that they're still brothers. Don't forget that these people, as much as they come here and we want to accept them as our brothers, these guys have the roots of being having some soul of somewhere else. So as much as we want to call them our brothers, we won't refuse that they are our brothers and sisters. But at the end of the day, let me tell you that those prices of Muzungu price, me, I think they still have to apply to them because they are not here with us when we are struggling with, as much as they are our brothers. So I still feel like the Muzungu price for them is still mandatory until they catch up. You see, if this person stays in the country for like 1 year or maybe 6 months, this person will have adapted enough to avoid even the Muzungu price. For instance, we have white people who already settled in the country for a very long period, and these guys, you could even meet them in the road driving heavy cars like KAH, TX. You see these Prados or Land Cruisers, and they are some old models. You see them? So this Muzungu, if they attend some functions or they attend some few malls whereby or some hotels, and some standards want to be set because they are Muzungu, they even now speak Swahili just to show you there's no way you can hike the price because I came.
But maybe just to cut you short, aren't they 100% part of us? Are they not fully accepted?
No.
Why? And they did not choose to leave the continent. They were taken illegally from the continent. They were kidnapped. They were kidnapped from maybe Congo. They were kidnapped from Liberia. They were kidnapped. Maybe some of the later relatives even migrated afterwards.
Nice.
So these some of them even can trace DNA to DR Congo, to East Africa, to West Africa. But when they come here, I feel like it is us who are supposed to sympathize with them, because where else do they belong? They don't belong to white people.
Nice. So, as much as they were kidnapped or they were taken as slaves, to me, I still feel like they are not as pure as we are. So, for instance, I know I'm pure black, like I'm pure black. My origin is pure black. So, these guys, you'll find somewhere down the line, one or two things happen in there, and there is a white person in their bloodline. You get it?
So they are mixed race.
I mean, like these people.
Some of them, they have
many of them. They are
have
mixed.
intermarried.
They have already intermarried. So you'll just find these people, we call them pointee, getting another black person, and because this person is already a pointee, and when they sire a kid with this black person, that kid will just look like he's still black. But at the end of the day, if you are to trace the roots down there, where did this pointee come from? A certain white someone there. So at the end of the day, I don't want to discriminate someone because of race or something, but the Muzungu price will still apply to them.
Why? Do you think they are richer than us?
Thank you. They are richer than us because the country they're coming from, it's a land of opportunities. When you talk of US, if someone is coming from US, there's no reason that this person will come to Kenya and expect to be treated the same way as someone in Kenya, living in Kenya, is treated. Like, we have to create some standard or some kind of equalization in that this person can bring that resource. If $1, there's no way this person will come spend dollars here, and I'm struggling to make that one shilling to equalize with the dollar, which it's making even impossible. So that dollar, let us utilize the dollar.
Okay. Yes. At what point do they become Kenyans? Or at what point do we consider them now African? Because I think what you are saying is that as much as we share the same color, inside we are not the same. Outwards, we are the same. But inside, these people, as in these brothers of ours from the US and other outside Africa countries, we operate at different. Do they first of all assimilate to our language, to our culture, Kiswahili? At what point do they fully become Kenyan? Is becoming Kenyan just getting the citizenship, or do they have to assimilate to our community?
I feel like you have to assimilate to the community, because for you to be a part of a certain community, because as a country we are a community.
Yeah.
So for you to be part of us as a community, I feel like you have to assimilate a lot of things. So one, you have to make sure, or you have to manage to be able to negotiate or to be able to converse with us in the same dialect that we use.
I was the only Mzungu on the Real Housewives of Nairobi, right? Namnayo, lakini I'm the only one who speaks really good Swahili compared to all of the other 5
How does that make
fellow
you feel?
castmates. I'm proud because I'm Kenyan, right? Tuko pamoja sasa sawa, yeah? You know, and I am proudly Kenyan. And of course, when you want to live in a country, whether it's Kenya or the Philippines or, you know, Argentina, it's a respectful thing to learn the language. And I'll say to all those Mzungus out there, if you don't speak Swahili and you want to live in Kenya, go and find yourself a Kiswahili teacher and learn the language. It's actually a beautiful language.
But then, maybe just to cut you short, we also have Indians in Kenya.
Nice, and they talk like us.
They speak Swahili?
Yes.
No, not all of them.
But many, almost 90%. I'm sure 90% of Indians in Kenya know how to speak in Swahili. Even if it's not that fluent Swahili, that broken Swahili of what, like those guys, you just can't do anything with Swahili and they're around, like they are able to get the message.
So it took me a whole week just to learn habari yako. Now the reply. Majuri sana. Day 2. Majuri sana. In a week, Mzuri sana.
You see, you get my point?
Yeah.
So if these people, when they come in Kenya and are able to assimilate all these cultures within the shortest time possible, I don't feel like there's a blocker between us accepting them as fast as possible. So for instance, if this person comes and is able even to, I've seen women go to Maasai land and they are married with the Maasai and they accept the culture to a point of that woman will now start using shukas, going to the grazed lands to graze, and everything just flows.
So this is our boma. This is my sister-in-law's house. So the wife of my husband's brother. This is where my husband's cousin lives. This is her small house, and then she also has a big house over there. This is my third mother-in-law's house, so the youngest wife of my father-in-law. And this one is the house of my second mother-in-law, so the second wife of my father-in-law.
Do you call her a mom?
Yes, I call them all mom. And this one is my second mother-in-law, whose house you just seen also.
How many houses are in the boma?
I've never counted, but
that woman, when comes and assimilate that culture, is accepted even with other women of the culture. So if these black Americans come in the country and assimilate this culture as fast as they can, then I don't think there's a barrier for us to accept them. But as much as you just come and visit one day and then you lost, I feel like you're only a visitor and we'll only treat you as one.
Okay, I've also noticed, are they allowed as they move in? Because they are not coming to visit. African Americans, this is home. This is their home, and legally, I still believe it is their home. It's just that they have stayed, just like Jews. Jews have started going back to Israel. And Jews have been in slavery for longer, scattered for longer. Right now, you have Russian Jews in Israel. You have Jews from Ethiopia. They were doing airlifts from Ethiopia back to Israel.
I flew on a flight with Ethiopian Jews making Aliyah, immigrating to Israel. It was incredibly inspiring to join these people realizing their dream of over 2,000 years, moving to their ancestral homeland of Israel, and to be reunited with their family members who have already made the journey years ago.
For them, yet they have been out of the continent for a shorter time. Why do we feel like while Jews are being received with flowers and being celebrated, Ethiopian Jews, they are being welcomed with Israeli flags? There are some of those videos where they're being welcomed nicely. Why aren't we welcoming our own brothers back home? No, we should be celebrating. Because what picture are we portraying to the other groups of people, like the Chinese, like the Europeans? What picture are we portraying by not receiving back and assimilating, and the government trying then to establish like centers for them to be assimilated back?
What I feel about trying to accept them is one, when these people come here, do they really have this space of us accommodating them? Do we really have that space? If at all, we're also struggling with this space of everyone having his or her own space. So if these people are to come back and we call them family, so are we calling them family just because we are from one race? Are we calling them family because we want to integrate them with them? I mean, like, do we really have that space whereby we can accommodate all of them? So, to my point, I feel like until to a point whereby this person comes and decides, like, I really want to settle back in the country, that's when I would accept that this person is now part of me. But as long as this person will keep visiting the country and going back and still calling this place home, that's not okay with me.
No, they are coming back. Gambia had offered land. Ghana had the year of return, whereby President Nana Akufo-Addo really was in the forefront of preaching it and also enabling it, that they can go to Ghana, and he gave them some special arrangement whereby they can own land and start a company or start their own housing. And isn't it like, because just you asked whether they are one of us based only on their race. No, these people belong here.
I don't wanna make any speculation that they are not part of us.
Yeah,
I believe they're part of us.
I think,
but what I want to make clear is, I feel like there should be something like I feel like they should earn it back.
Is it them to try, or is our government supposed to at least assist them by offering like free Kiswahili classes for them? Okay? Free orientation maybe into the culture, because how are they supposed to understand our culture? They are coming here, they are only behaving according to the way they were born and brought up. They have no idea. Okay, you see, something I've discovered is, as compared to white tourists, African Americans don't know anything about Africa. They know very little about us.
It shocked me because I haven't lived in a city like that. And I did come from a city, but it wasn't like a city. You know how they call it a city, but it's really not a city. To me, it wasn't. New York's a city. Philly's city. Nairobi's a city. So I never really lived there. I would visit, but I actually live in the city. So I'm like, dang, this is a lot, you know? When I went down to CBD and Eastlake, there's different parts of the city where you can go shopping at. It's kind of like downtown, you know? So that shocked me because I was like, oh my God, like everybody's walking around. And of course, those stereotypes and notions were in my head before I came here. Like, oh, people will snatch your purse or they'll steal stuff from you. So all that was in my head still. So I was like very anxious and I had anxiety, and it was like boom, 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 boom.
You look at most of their conversations when they are maybe interviewing about the experiences in Africa, and you hear the expectations of what they were expecting to see, and the shock they have maybe of Nairobi. they are shocked we have malls. These are people probably who thought we run around on trees, as in. So right now, as in, so they don't know a lot about us. Don't you think it is our government's duty to provide the capacity
nice
for accommodating them?
Nice. So as much as I would want to say it's the government's responsibility for these people to be part of us, I still feel like maybe the government would play only a 40% role in just making sure that they can be part of us. The other 60%, I would divide it on 20% on the individual person to decide on whether he wants to fully engage himself on coming back, and then the other 40% that it's remaining, I would give the community itself. The community itself plays a very big role in making sure that these people fit. Because if the government was to do it, it might do a very formal thing, like something to do with a school. And you know, schools are so formal in a way that some of the things that they may be taught there, they are not actually what the culture is. But the community will teach you on ground basis, like on ground how things are, like on the ground how the things are. You get it? So I feel like the community has a very big role to play. So if this person comes and integrates with someone like me or someone like you, you're in a good position to take this person around the country, showing this person how this community operates, showing this person how the country is, showing this person these are the resources we have, showing this person these are what this community offers in terms of culture.
Actually, there's an African American YouTuber. It's called Falme Musa, I think. I saw this guy doing some content in some coffee farm, and I said one thing African Americans will really do well and will really learn from Kenya. Stop sticking to the cities. This is not where our culture is. Move out. Go into the interior parts of the country. Move out to Kisumu. Some of you should move out to Kiambu and learn to speak one of the mother tongues also. And also see how our women and our men do things in a traditional way. Because that is where the tradition is hidden. So I think the aspect of the community also, it is up to the visitors to stop intermingling in the city. Here we are too westernized. And you might think Kenya or Africa behaves like what you see in the city. But if you really want to get in touch with the culture and intermingle with the original people of this country, go to the rurals, to the rural areas, where food that will be cooked for you is traditional Kenyan food.
So, just to make everything clear, no one is a racist here. These are just open thoughts.
Yeah.
So, feel free to comment your thought down there.
Like.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Yeah. And stay tuned for the next one.
Thank you very much. I think this was an eye-opener. And I want you to comment. I want you to share. I want us to have a big discussion about it. Because I think it's a good thing. For me, I really support it. I really support our brothers coming back. They are really talented. And I don't know what they can do for us if they were given an equal platform. You see right there, out there, I feel they are a bit pressed. But if they come to Africa with their talent, who knows? They could be the greatest musicians, the greatest...
Feel welcome.
Basketballers. Yeah. And then combined with the short distance running, combined with the long distance running, guys, we can do a lot.
See ya. Ciao.
See you on the next one.